Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I've invented the 5-minute meeting. All right, Ashland City Council meeting of June 18th. All right, the substitute city administrator came and said Jackson County has almost approved this East Main shelter for next winter. And the city meetings for the July 1st and July 2nd are canceled. And then this guy had a proclamation. Apparently the mayor makes other people read his proclamations for some weird power reason. And he said, I'm proclaiming that as a bee city, June 17th is Pollinator Week. And then public forum. Crazy gray-haired guy was there. He showed some weird electrical devices and, of course, said climate change is the worst and mandating electronic vehicle wiring and more people will buy electric cars. And then the consent agenda. There was a fee increase motion which is separated from the consent agenda, I think, and then there was a public forum because a guy showed up for just that, and a guy in a scarf said, hey, increasing the water bill to pay for forest management is BS because the thinning for fire is too much thinning, really, and it's really big tree removal for profit. And then this guy says, he goes, hey, tell us about item number 2. And then the city guy said, well, that's Briscoe School, and we bought it, and now we're just showing that we're making payments, and then we're getting rent from that. And that's all that was. And then that all passed. And then, the new ordinance. This is the one. This is the ordinance that says people need to give their names and date of birth to the police because if the cops want to give them a ticket, and if they don't, the cops can take them in. And then the chief said we've done a lot of good things, and we're working very hard on this, and we're aware of the homeless and racial and LGBTQ concerns of harassment. And then the council, these guys, they all asked all sorts of questions. They were all very serious about it. They said, they checked on what are other cities doing? What is the state going to do? Why is there so much prison time attached to it? Why all of a sudden is this happening? And then one of the city attorneys talked about the whole thing is started because the Supreme Court ruling said that passive resistance can no longer be called police interference, which is what people used to do. Apparently cops used to use that as a thing. And then 16 people in the public forum. Spoiler alert, they're all against this. Okay, so ready? Speed round. Bald guy said that the chief gave a JFK quality speech, but the officers on the ground aren't him, and they made an illegal arrest just 9 months ago. 2, civic rogue group girl said the community will be affected because of the historical racism in Ashland. And then 3, some girl was against it. And then 4, another girl. This ordinance is morally wrong. And then 5, girl with earrings said it would increase profiling and punish the homeless and increase incarcerations. 6, guy with glasses said, this town is hardening, and then some long, vague story. 7, girl with glasses says, this community is riddled with bias. And then another girl with glasses says, this will make Ashland less welcoming for minorities and the LGBT. And then a girl with dark glasses says, what if future city councils and police officers are evil and take this ordinance and use it for evil? And then a guy with dark glasses says, this is BS and legislation and citations and it doesn't apply and council is wrong and this is totally illegal and it's secretly illegal. And then a guy with a bag said Thoreau and Gandhi would have something to say about staying silent. And then a guy with longish hair, he was a tenants guy and he believes this is be bad because discrimination is so prevalent. And then a girl said the chief is good, but this would put citizens at risk. And then a guy who's kind of bald said mental health issues shouldn't be criminalized. And then a guy with beard and glasses says there is statistical racial bias. And then a guy with a mustache says, why does police need new power? That's like Mussolini. And then a girl from Phoenix said, vote no because hatred just comes out. And then this one says, that was all the public forum for that issue. And this one goes, hey, he goes, what about all those points, Chiefy? And the chief said, well, this ordinance is all legally still good. And then this guy says, why all of a sudden a big rush on this? And then the chief said, well, online people are spreading out this tactic of, hey, you don't have to give your name or date of birth, and then you don't get a ticket. And then this guy goes, hey, he goes, how many special groups do you normally harass? And the chief says, well, it's hard to know who's in a special group. I mean, harass. He meant like engage. I get it, that's what he said, maybe. And then this one goes, this one says, she says, what does she want to say? She says, how do you keep from obviously wanting to treat minorities poorly? And then the chief said, well, we do a lot of training and stuff. And then this one says, I moved no to the ordinance. There was no second at all. And so he goes, I move yes to the ordinance. There was a second, and they moves forward, and then she goes, well, this is super scary and super wrong, and I am angry against it. I'm very upset with this. And this one says, she says, I have, this is super difficult and important. And then this one said, I think the chief will work hard on this, and let's take a look at it next year. I think I'm going to vote yes. And this guy says, he goes, we like the homeless, and I think you are being disrespectful because of you said this and you said that. And she goes, I didn't say any of that stuff. What are you talking about? And he goes, oh, never mind then. But I think we should be respectful, and the police are super respectful. And so it passed. I mean, except for her, way against it. And then this one goes, what did she say? She goes, this one said, we need to be more respectful and responsible, mostly because kids broke her bouncy ball sculpture, I think. She's really still harping on that. And this one is she said some kind of motion about everyone should be good. And then we moved on to an ordinance, and this one goes, an ordinance for a lot of fees for a lot of things. And then this one, where'd she go? Oh, she fell on the floor. She said, hey, he says, I like the ramble, blabber, 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 something about Firewise program. And then this one said, she goes, there are a lot of fees in this ordinance. And the city guy said, well, let's just put all the fees we already have into one big document. And she goes, I don't know, looks like we got a lot of fee increases in addition to jamming them all together. And then these two argued about nothing for a while, bickered. And then it passed. With, of course, this one saying, no, I'm against it. And then another ordinance. This guy goes, he goes, I approve the second reading of some housing planning comprehensive plan, something. It's all passed. And then the approval of the community resiliency ad hoc committees. The first committee, they started arguing about that, and she goes, oh, let's make the committee look into fire and finance and climate and roads and money and all sorts of stuff. And then apparently the committee is trying to approve some stuff for, there's going to be a new levy on the ballot in November. And they all want to figure out a way to have a list of stuff that the levy's paying for, I think. And then this guy said, I amend it so that both commissions combine. And then this guy was like, blah, 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 blah. And then this guy goes, hey, it's 10:30. We can't do anything more. It's against the rules to vote on anything else. Thank you, 10:30, because that makes it end of meeting. You're welcome.